dawn, 26th of February 2023, Rasputin of Pakistan, Imran Khan is no longer so sacred. The Navy of Pakistan. Because of their fixation on Kashmir and the use of Islamic jihad as warfare and national survival, Pakistan's absolute rulers have destroyed the country. Optimists may still argue that something positive will come out of it because whatever has been happening for several years now has become untenable, even though most commentators and analysts concur that what is being witnessed today is pandemonium and a slide into anarchy. Love him or loathe him, Imran Khan deserves credit for starting the crisis and bringing attention to the issue that had been hidden after he had a falling out with the army commander, a key military ally, and was subsequently removed from office by a no-confidence vote in parliament. Imran Khan adopted a scorched earth policy and set out to topple the entire system structure, in contrast to other politicians who, in similar circumstances in the past, withdrew to their lairs to lick their wounds and survive to fight another day. He accomplished this because of the security establishment's policies, which promoted and presented him as a workable, moral alternative to the dirty and corrupt politicians with whom it had no problems until they began to exercise their legal, civilian authority. State largesse at the command of the autocratic military ruler allowed the so-called establishment to build a constituency through patronage for itself and its surrogates in a nation that spent nearly half its history under direct military rule and even longer under quasi-military control. Imran Khan's disagreement with the top military leader allowed him to seize some of the support the establishment had carved out for itself, which he did with great pleasure in an almost unheard-of turn of events. This constituency, which Imran Khan now partially owns, supports his claim that he would be the senior partner in any future partnership, unlike in the recent past, and not, as he claimed, a mere minion whose job it was to rubber-stamp decisions made elsewhere and act as a punching bag. It is essential to remember that this electorate consists of influential figures from Pakistan's power corridors, including men in uniform, black robes, and other political movers and shakers, rather than a typical constituency of shirtless voters from coast to coast. In addition to having such strong supporters, Mr. Khan and his party have excelled at building and maintaining a story by pulsating it non-stop via social media, even though many of its components fall into the post-truth category. Currently, their story is the one that is being told, with their competitors mainly attempting to catch up ignorantly. I'm unsure if instances like Trump's rise to influence and power in the US or the Brexit campaign and referendum vote in the UK, which use similar media/campaign tactics, can impact any election process in Pakistan. Imran Khan, however, will reap significant political rewards if they succeed. That must be the cause of the perception one gets from so many of the government officials' statements today that they are processing the opposition's viewpoint. Rarely has a government appeared to be under attack, so exposed, or to have any safety net. There is no safety net because of the tightening noose of a collapsing economy, spiraling inflation, a falling growth rate that adds millions more to the nation's unemployment lists, and elections this year, whether or not in 90 days for the 2 dissolved provincial assemblies and the other 2 in the National Assembly a few months later. As if Imran Khan's continuous attempts to destabilize the situation weren't bad enough, terrorism is rearing its ugly head again. Ironically, his Jail Baro Tehreek, campaign to fill jails, is a Jail Khali Rako Tehreek, campaign to keep prisons empty. The reasons why terrorists appear to be operating with impunity are outside the purview of this piece. All that needs to be said is that the fault lies squarely with our military-civil leaders of the time, whose errors, following the fall of Kabul, and their manner of engagement with the TTP, and not with TTP patrons, the Afghan Taliban, as well as the largely undisclosed concessions extended to the terrorists, seem to have revived them. Given this situation, you would be perfectly justified in asking me how an optimist could foresee anything good from the constitutional, economic, governance, and security challenges our beloved country and its people are currently confronting. Please give me freedom. I have consistently upheld the Constitution's supremacy and the rule of law. This may seem oversimplified to some, but every time Pakistan has appeared to be staring into the precipice over the past few decades, adventurism, shenanigans, and constitutional violations have followed. The circumstance of today is no different. We don't need to delve too deeply into the past. Even looking back, less than 10 years would support my claim. The worst result of such deviations is institutional decay because they require facilitators or partners to get away with it. Unelected institutions regard the Constitution with contempt but still require some support for their extra-constitutional schemes and games. As a result, sympathetic or weak or compromised individuals can be located in essential institutions to carry out their will. This, in my opinion, is the most concerning development, even more so than corrupt leaders who have been ousted at will. Their removal has not resolved anything because each incident of such adventurism, political engineering, and its support causes further decay elsewhere. Let all our problems be recognized if everyone agrees that the status quo cannot be maintained and that we are heading toward chaos and anarchy. When the holy cows know they aren't superior to the rest of us, they might let go of their superiority complex and deal with the internal rot.